What is going on, everybody?
Hello!
It is Pixelbarters here, and welcome back to Danganronpa 2. When we left off, the trial has started for the murders of Ibuki and Hiyoko.
Yeah.
And we gotta get justice, damn it. And then friggin' Nagito decided to challenge us right off the bat.
Yeah.
But now we're just moving along with things, trying to say the doors could have been locked from the outside because of the goop. So let's see where this trail takes us, because there's still a lot of answers in this.
Yeah.
And also, since we're kind of catching up with the comments, I don't know.
We do play ahead.
Yeah, but apparently we missed a Gundam scene where I guess in in like, I'll assume it was the music venue. There's a scene where he has his hamsters go fetch a piece of wallpaper from the baton lighting rafters.
Oh.
And it's actually supposed to give you that piece of evidence, so I don't know how we missed that. Like, I hope we didn't break the game, because when I saw that, I was like, if it's a truth bullet, then we don't have that.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't ever get to go back to the... Wait, scrap of thick paper. Wait, what the...
That was stuck to the baton lighting? What?
So we have the scrap of paper, but we didn't get the scene with Gundam.
Oh.
How did we get it then?
What?
I'm so confused.
The game broke.
Okay, I do apologize. I have to look that up because I love Gundam. I want to see what he did.
Yeah, same.
And him using his hamsters. I'm sorry we missed that, everyone. I don't know how that happened.
We're upset.
I am upset. But anyways, now we got to push forward and just hear more of Gundam as he talks in the background, and then talk to Gundam more. That's an extra free time event for Gundam next time around.
Yeah.
Not there's many more people we want to spend free times with aside from Chiaki and maybe Sonya. Yes. Anyways.
From the outside. How?
With the goop.
There was a semi-transparent glob stuck to the venue door. Maybe that's what they used. Semi-transparent glob? Like rubber, maybe?
It wasn't rubber at all. That semi-transparent glob was probably...
glue. Gummy,
Yeah.
obviously.
I see.
It's not gummy because Chiaki didn't like the taste of it.
Semi-transparent glob. Must have been glue. Glue?
Yeah, I think so too.
It tasted like it.
It had a firm, gel-like chewiness. And I could smell workshop chemicals the moment I put it in my mouth. Based on all that, I'm certain it was glue.
I didn't know glue was edible.
It's not.
No.
I believe it is not something one typically eats.
No.
That glue was only applied to the
Only if you're a
areas where both
kindergartner.
doors touched.
Yeah.
By pouring it in the gaps of the closed door, they must have sealed the venue door from the outside.
And thanks to that, a glob of glue was left where the door was stuck. Yep, it fits perfectly. But if you just stick them together with glue, you'd be able to break down the door easily, you know? That doesn't really matter. The killer only did that to make us think the door was locked from the inside.
What'd you say?
First of all, didn't that drumstick we found seem really obvious? Almost unnaturally so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so obvious that it makes more sense to think the killer placed it as a diversion.
That's very smart.
Are
Yes,
you
it is.
saying the drumstick was a trap the killer set on purpose? Then I totally fell for that fucking trap.
We all did.
Apologize to Miss Sonia and me. However, you're not allowed to slice open your stomach this time.
Yeah, please don't.
In a quarrel, both sides are to blame. That's why it's better to just have no sides at all.
Jesus Christ, it's like the sun's blaring at me.
Yeah.
During the 10 minutes Hajime left the venue, the killer murdered Hiyoko and created a closed space.
And they also taped her up after killing her, right?
Even quick work has limits.
Oh, what unimaginable speed for a slowpoke like me.
What?
Okay.
If they couldn't have done it while Hajime was away from the venue,
She's a Pokemon.
they must have done it earlier than that.
Earlier?
It almost
When
seemed like she was
Hajime
trying
got
to
to the
direct
venue,
suspicion away from
only
herself
Ibuki
when she said
Yeah.
that.
was there, right?
And when you went back with everyone else, Hiyoko's body was there too, right? But it's possible that the body was just revealed at that time, when Hiyoko was actually killed earlier.
Which I've been taught.
Yep.
Revealed?
Of course, the body wasn't revealed on its own. The killer did that too. Here, I have proof.
That scrap of paper. Is that what we found in the baton lighting at the music venue?
That's right, but just what is this scrap anyway?
That scrap was stuck to the baton lighting in the music venue. Now I should be able to figure out what it is.
This one, yep, Hangman's Gambit.
Okay.
Yep.
So I assume we're gonna be looking for like wallpaper. Yes,
Yeah.
that's wallpaper, right? Yes, that's wallpaper. Okay.
Yeah. W, right off the bat. That never happens.
All right, I'm gonna get rid of that, and then get rid of that. I'm gonna try and focus and get a perfect score on this. I believe that's an A.
Yep.
Boom, boom. Whoa, whoa, whoa. There we are. All right, excuse me. I need some L's over here. I'm gonna take the L. I want to do this perfectly. It's really the first. I remember the first time I did the game, I was able to get in the first trial, I believe it was.
Yeah.
I was able to get a perfect run. So
God, this part is so loud.
It really is. Oh, don't forget about that, though, me.
Hurry.
All right.
Uh-oh.
Saved it, but I think something went off on the
L.
Fire that. Oh my God.
P.
There's a P. Oh my God, it's going so fast.
Uh-oh.
Get rid of that. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Okay, I cannot get it perfect on this. Where's a P or something?
Right there, P.
Okay. Okay, there's gonna be some hits over there. I need the E, and then there's the R down there. Yeah, go. Okay.
Jesus.
I did pretty good on that, though. I would like to believe.
Yeah.
For playing on a controller too. Jesus Christ.
With the analog stick, yeah.
Isn't it part of the wallpaper in the storage room?
Yes, it is.
In the music venue storage room.
Yeah, there's a little tear on it.
Yeah.
That's the same color as that scrap.
You totally called this.
There was also a tear along the edge
If
of the
they're going with
wallpaper,
what
wasn't
I
there?
think they are.
If so,
You're right. If you overlay the scrap that was caught on the lighting with the tear in the wallpaper, see? It fits perfectly.
Did they just bring the carpet in here?
I
to
know,
check
right?
it?
I see. So the scrap that was caught on the baton lighting was originally part of the wallpaper.
And what's wrong with that? Does it have something to do with Hyoko's body disappearing?
More like appearing.
A mere
Yeah.
nobody like me isn't important enough to answer that.
Okay. That was a lot of
If
negatives
you
in
guys were
there.
exceptional enough to identify that scrap of paper, you can figure this out easily.
Thanks. Now, scrap paper stuck to the baton lighting was part of the wallpaper I found in the storage room. Is it connected to the sudden appearance of, Hyoko's body? If I trace it back from there, the answer should become clear. All right, let's give this a try. Are we doing a logic dive? Yep. Okay. Time to play SSX Tricky again. I don't remember how to go fast. It's been a while. Is it A? A button. Do I mash it or just touch it? I'm just going to hold it. Yeah, I'll just hold it.
Yeah.
How do I jump?
Oh my God.
Okay. Woo! Oh God. Okay. Oh.
Wow.
I thought I was through that.
Not
okay.
enough.
You've got to be very touchy on it, apparently.
Yes.
So, okay.
Dear God.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. That's more like it. Yup.
Oh God. Jesus Christ.
Pew! Question 1. Why did Hyoko's body suddenly appear at the crime scene?
It was
brought
hidden.
There. It was hidden. Yep. We want to go with hidden.
Yep.
There we are.
Yep.
Yoink. Yoinkus boinkus.
It's crazy how like you called this without us even finding that scrap.
Yeah, it probably would have helped if we found that scrap.
It would have
made it
confirmed
more
your theory,
easy.
yeah.
But I was able to pull out of thin air, thankfully. Well, not really thin air, but we had some things that kind of made it seem apparent, but...
That just helped.
What
did
did
they
kill
use?
use
The
to hide
wallpaper.
The wallpaper. Yep. I think the big thing is that how did someone remove the wallpaper to reveal the body in time? Does that make sense?
Not really.
Because
just tear it off.
But when did the killer get there?
I don't know. That's the thing. We don't know that.
Oh gosh, I gotta find out. So the only things I'm certain on that, and then I think
Question 3. How did the killer hide her body with the wallpaper? They covered the pillar.
They covered the pillar.
Yeah.
That's my assumption,
Yeah.
at least, from the way that
'Cause
we
she was
found the
tied to
crime
it.
scene. Yeah. Yep.
Like, this has been your theory all along. Why wouldn't you agree with what it says?
Well, no, I'm just making sure, because I could be wrong. I will always accept the fact that I can be wrong when I'm wild.
It's all coming together.
I guess I understood the movie, because the only person I can really tie it to,
My God.
kind of,
Hyoko's body was hidden before we found it.
because I would say, because if we tie in the fact of the conference room to make the fake video, the only person it can be is Mikon. But why?
But it would have taken
don't know.
quite a long time to tape up a hidden body.
No, the body was already taped up and the killer hid it, along with the pillar using the wallpaper.
Yep.
What? They hid the pillar?
Yeah, by wrapping the wallpaper around the pillar, the killer was able to create a slightly larger pillar.
And since she knows how to do autopsies, she
So
would
when I
know to
first
keep the room
discovered
warm.
Ibuki's body,
Yeah,
Hyoko's body was already there.
because they did that to throw off the time of deaths also, too.
She would know how to do that. Or no,
However,
to that.
because
to
it was
do
concealed
that.
within a slightly larger pillar, I didn't realize that at the time.
Well, that's understandable. I mean, it makes sense that you'd notice Ibuki's body right away.
So they used the baton lighting on the ceiling to hang the wallpaper?
The baton lighting forms a perfect circle around the pillar. So using it to hang the wallpaper totally fits.
Yeah.
Then, the reason the wallpaper was covered in so many stickers was to make it look like that pillar.
That's smart.
That's how they hid Hyoko's body, and then peeled off the wallpaper as soon as I left the music venue.
But the killer made a mistake. They accidentally ripped off a piece of the wallpaper. And because of that, a scrap was left on the baton lighting.
The killer must have been in a hurry. If their plan took too long, Hajime could have walked in on them.
But going to the trouble of hiding the body and the pillar is very bold and risky.
But the crime itself would be much easier to pull off since they don't have much to do while Hajime's gone. They just have to peel off that wallpaper and stash it in the storage room. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Then, when was Hyoko actually killed?
Good point. And on that note,
What?
it's about time we shed some light on those imitation murders.
Okay.
You mentioned imitation murder more than once. But what is that?
Are you kidding me? You haven't seen my masterpiece? The Wizard of Monami 2.5D?
Also, apparently, it was Monokuma who was the voiceover in the movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was just it's him, the same voice actor, just in a different tone, which would be why it sounded similar. I guess we couldn't connect it. Good job. Kudos to you.
Interesting. Wow. Okay.
Put my likeness in your movies without my permission.
You're pretty noisy for someone who eats mothballs.
But they put mossballs on
Yeah.
there. Okay.
Eat mothballs. I just
Well-
enjoy looking at them.
I knew it.
Okay.
There are so many similarities. It must have been intentional.
Ibuki's death by hanging matches the Scarecrow's death from the movie. Not just that, but Hyoko getting taped up after her death matches the lion's death.
It's as if both crimes were replicas of scenes from the movie, although the mutilated Tin Man was omitted.
Thank
Why
God.
did the killer
Yeah.
have all this trouble in the first place?
Based on what we know, the reason the killer chose these imitations isn't that difficult to figure out.
The reason the killer was in two victims in the movie, should be explaining that now. I guess I'd say to mix up the killing order. Yeah, that's the only thing that really makes sense. Because it was the hanging that happened first in the movie, so.
I see.
Perfect.
The reason the killer imitated two of the murders from the movie was so he'd mix up the killing order.
Hyoko's picture.
Then Hyoko
Ibuki.
was actually killed before Ibuki?
A valid line of reasoning.
Yeah, it's valid. The condition of Ibuki's body suggests that as well.
Who's gonna rebuke it?
What do you mean?
Wait.
If you're going to cry and beg like that, then I guess I'll hear about the condition of Ibuki's body.
I'm not even crying.
I'll let you sob as much as you want later. Just hurry up and tell me before I change my mind.
What a jerk!
Oh, I see. You want me to explain it to you, right? Because you don't understand what I'm saying, right?
An even bigger jerk? Impossible!
Look, Ibuki died because she hanged herself, right? That means when she was still alive, her feet were touching the floor.
What's wrong with that?
But it seems Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was killed. That would mean Hiyoko was killed before Ibuki.
How light. Your words are so light as the sylph's feather.
What?
Your opponent is out of your league. It is too absurd to try to perplex me so inadequately.
Man, he's being annoying again.
He's being weird.
First and
He's being Gundam.
foremost,
Yeah.
You claim Ibuki's feet were touching the floor when Hiyoko was killed.
Are you gonna question that?
How can a low-class creature with no psychic
Hey.
abilities like you know something like that?
Calm down, dog.
Because she was doing something that's only possible if her feet were on the floor.
Her face. Oh.
It seems you suffer from a pathetic delusion.
Now
Dude,
hold on
what
now.
is- Hey, hey.
No one to talk.
Anyway, if this continues, we're just gonna talk in a circle. I think it's best we clarify Ibuki's status when Hiyoko was killed. I mean, there's blood on her
Two
shoes.
of our favorites arguing is not it.
No. Blood on the soles.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all we need on that one.
Yep.
All right.
When Hiyoko died, Ibuki's feet were on the floor.
Yes.
It's not like
I am
she's-
telling you to present your evidence.
She's not right.
you
Who
see
are you
her
fighting
walking?
against?
If her feet were on the floor, was there any sign she stepped on something?
Yes, there is. Excuse
Oh,
me
you don't
on
want
that
to.
one.
You don't want to see the rest of it.
Oh,
Were there
there's
even
nothing.
any
Oh,
footprints at the crime scene?
could it be? There's no
Maybe her feet
evidence.
were on the floor. But she was like sitting or something. So
Okay.
instead, there'd be a mark on her ass.
Oh my god.
That's not possible. I believe that's not possible.
Weak, I say.
Whoa.
Oh gosh. Weak.
We almost.
Doesn't even pierce my heart.
We would have missed this. We would have missed that.
Chucky and Ibuki are still. Chucky said Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was killed, but is that really true? Right.
Always let it play
Hiyoko
through
died.
for dialogue.
Yeah.
Ibuki's feet were on the floor.
Her feet. It's not like she's a. It's not like she's a
telling you to
ghost.
present
Yeah.
your evidence.
She's alive, right? It's not, we're not talking about
Did you
that.
see her walking?
If her feet were on the floor,
Everybody do the dinosaur.
was there any sign she stepped on something?
I agree with that.
Nice.
Yes, I do.
Just as Sonia said, Ibuki stepped on something. That something was blood. There were faint blood stains on the soles of her slippers.
That is not Ibuki's blood, right?
Yeah.
She suffered no external injuries.
Then it's Hiyoko's blood.
Hyoko's only wound was a fatal slice on her neck. And she died almost instantly, right?
If Ibuki stepped on her blood,
It means Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was mortally wounded. Which means Ibuki was still alive at the exact moment Hiyoko was killed.
Don't underestimate the power of
Here he
the
comes.
evil
Oh boy.
eye.
Oh,
I had a feeling it
boy.
was, after how weird he's being, of course he was
Yeah.
gonna fight back.
Is that it? A shepherd dressed in his Sunday's finest still reeks of lamb, Hajime Hinata.
Okay.
Does that mean you have a rebuttal?
Does that mean you have a rebuttal? That's a good line.
Okay.
But are you sure you're sure? If I show you how serious I am, this world might be destroyed, you know.
Show it to me. Destroy the world. Show it to me.
You're so frightened you can't even make a sound. It seems you've realized our difference in status.
Yeah, I don't have any
I-
hamsters.
However, the time for conviction starts now. You better entertain me to the fullest.
Okay. Okay, dog. All right.
We
Let's
used
do
to
the
have a
thing we
hamster.
Yeah.
She would have loved this.
Oh, there's so many things
Oh
here.
my god.
Oh god. I'll have to wait until we get to where we need to be on this one. Find out what I'm even
You're saying the
reviewing.
blood on Ibuki's feet belonged to Hiyoko?
Yes.
Impossible.
No, it's
Try
not.
to remember the crime scene. There was no blood. You can't step on blood that was never there.
That would be the smudge on the floor.
See you, nice
Yeah.
nightmare.
Okay, it's a tie, I think. Despite his exaggerated protest, I feel I've already seen an opening to counter. Is this a trap?
You're saying the blood on Ibuki's
Alright, I want to try and see.
Impossible. Try to remember the crime scene. There was no blood on the floor.
There's a thing.
The smudge on. Oh no, top. Yeah.
Smudge on the floor. Okay, I'll just go around on the next try. Man, this sword is so loud.
See a nice nightmare.
Oh, I advanced?
As long as Ibuki's
oh, okay. I
body
guess
has
that was
no
actually.
open wounds. There's no doubt that that blood is Hyoko's.
Maybe I'm not supposed to advance. Maybe that's why I kind of said that.
Yes, but it's possible that the pillar still had blood on it. However, you cannot step on the pillar with your feet. You should feel proud. It's been nearly 3 years since I've had to use 60.
Oh my god.
Okay, I think we got.
Damn it!
He's gonna come back to the original topic.
Yeah.
Well, I wanna. Well, maybe that.
Impossible. Try to remember the crime scene. There was no blood.
I'm gonna try this. It might be a trap, but I'm gonna go for it.
Through those words.
Because the game mentioned it, so I'm gonna try it. So.
That's not it. The reason there was no blood on the floor is because the killer wiped it away afterward.
Don't say such foolish things. You don't have proof of that at all.
I mean, yeah.
I do. If you look closely, there's a streak on the floor where blood was wiped away.
When the killer tried to hide Hyoko's body, they probably cleaned the blood at the same time, but Ibuki must have already stepped in it, and the killer probably didn't even realize it.
The reason they wiped off the blood on the floor was so we'd mix up the order of the murders, right? Even if they're able to hide Hyoko's body, it'd be bad if her blood was left out in the open.
Yeah.
Plus, Ibuki's body was left out in the open, and it wasn't bleeding from any open wounds at all.
Hyoko's body was probably wrapped in duct tape to stop her bleeding.
Actually, the bleeding will stop once the heart stops beating, so I don't think they had to go that far.
Aside from Mikon, none of us were aware of that fact, so the killer probably did not know it either.
Maybe the heater was running inside the music venue so it would screw with Mikon's autopsy?
That's right! I didn't know the time of death because of the heater!
If the time of death wasn't mentioned in the Monokuma file just to keep concrete evidence from us.
Yep. Since we have all this evidence, there's no one else who wants to object, right? Then it's decided. Hyoko was killed before Ibuki.
Okay.
It appears that it is wiser to retreat for now. Fine then, but regardless of good or evil, there's no deceit in upholding one's convictions.
Okay.
Can't you just shut up and back off?
Now then, let us resume our debate.
Wait a sec. There's something I want to run by Monokuma first.
Oh boy.
Again? Didn't something like this happen last time too?
And it was useful.
Yeah.
If the victim actually committed suicide, what are we supposed to do?
Huh? Suicide?
The same as always. You have to vote for who the killer is. Think about it. A suicide means you've killed the most important existence of all, yourself. Unfortunately, that means there's no Blacken to punish, but I guess in a pinch, I can always punish Monami.
Oh my god!
Nagito,
Love it.
what do you mean? If the victim actually committed suicide?
Well, I mean, I understand Hyoko's death, but I'm wondering if Ibuki was really murdered. For example, it's possible Ibuki killed Hyoko and then committed suicide due to a guilty conscience, right?
It is a possibility,
Yeah.
but some of the things afterwards would make sense. But
Totally impossible. Then she never would have killed her to begin with.
She was afflicted by the despair disease, remember? That means anything can happen.
But if Ibuki's the killer, she wouldn't have been able to falsify the sequence of the murders, right? After Hajime saw the hanged body, the sudden appearance of Hyoko's body soon after means the killer had to be alive at that time.
Then she was alive.
okay.
When Hajime first discovered Ibuki, she was just pretending to be dead.
Yes, that's an easy thing to do in the situation she was in. Go on,
If she
Nagito.
waited until Hajime left, that's when she could have made her move and mess with the crime scene.
Dude.
She hanged herself. Remember? There's no fucking way she could have faked that.
He's going on stretch
Yeah.
mode here.
If she was going to fake her death, I think she wouldn't have chosen hanging. Her body would have been defenseless in that state. If anyone touched her, that alone would have ruined her plan.
Also true.
Yeah.
I see. So that means there's no doubt that someone killed those two. I'm glad. Now I'm free to search for the killer. What the heck?
Yeah.
There's still one more issue on my mind.
Lay it on me.
What is it, buddy?
If Ibuki didn't commit suicide, then just what was that video Hajime saw?
A setup.
Huh?
According to that video you saw, Ibuki was by herself when she climbed the stepladder, right? Then does that mean someone forced her to do it?
Forced? Perhaps they used hypnotism or something?
I don't
Not
know
quite.
anything about that.
Don't say it all proud.
Putting that aside, it seems obvious that the killer did something. So, maybe we should figure out who was able to do whatever that was.
So, an alibi. Then our plan is to destroy the weakest alibi. Since Hajime has seen the video, it is clear what time the crime took place.
But just to be sure, that surveillance camera doesn't have a record function, right?
It's a cheap-ass surveillance camera, you know? There's no way it'd have some kind of sweet recording feature.
We know you made it.
The video Hajime saw was actually live?
Well, he tinkered with
Time
it.
did Hajime
Yeah.
see that video?
I saw it at the hospital, right before Monokuma's morning announcement. And I saw the body at the music venue a little after Monokuma's announcement.
So Ibuki hanged herself right before Monokuma's announcement. And since we established that Hiyoko was killed before Ibuki, that means the time that the murders occurred was before and during the announcement.
Then we just have to find the person who doesn't have an alibi during that time?
Now then, I shall issue my decree. Let Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi commence.
All right.
Nice. I like it.
Huh. This is a make-up argument? Okay, this is... Okay. We gotta listen in close on this one.
We
Yeah.
can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
You're excluded too, huh? I like
And
that
what
fact,
about
but...
the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I was meditating. Me too.
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
Which means...
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi.
What about you guys?
I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
You have an alibi? Why?
Not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease,
Oh, Mikey Bly's already seen the
nobody
truth, then
has
tell
an
me.
alibi then. Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has failed.
The murder supposedly happened before and during the morning announcement. The person who doesn't have an alibi for that time.
We
Who's
can
the person...
exclude the sick.
It's not the button I wanted to do. Oh God!
What'd you
That went
do?
into the space. That went
Oh
into
my
space.
god.
Okay, the person who doesn't have an alibi. It's Monokuma's account. That's not part of this here. Sonya's account. Hiyoko was distraught because her
That's
was
not-
disheveled. We told her about the phone-length mirror and that. Fuyuhiko's account and Fuyuhiko met Mikan in front of the lobby. They split the search for Ibuki. They checked out
In front of the lobby? In front of the hospital. Where'd you get lobby from?
I don't know. I was thinking of the lobby of the hospital.
What's Mikan's account?
That was right until she was with me, and afterwards went to the hospital to check on everyone and realized that Ibuki had disappeared. Oh.
She apparently met up with Fuyuhiko. But like... I don't know. What other
And
things?
what about the others?
Right before the
It's the
morning
video
announcement,
monitor and the invitation ticket, and the
I
movie's
was totally
invitation
sleeping
ticket.
in
So
my motel room.
we might have to
I think everyone at the motel
do a
was
little
doing
suck
that.
up. But
So
what?
everyone
Yeah.
who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi.
What about you guys?
I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted
My
by the
evil eyes have already
disease,
seen the truth. Okay.
if nobody has an alibi, then
Nobody has an alibi.
Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has failed.
I'm trying to figure out what the murder supposedly happened before and during the morning announcement. Person who doesn't have an alibi for that time. I don't know who that
the
is.
Sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the
Mikan
motel
wasn't
doesn't have an
sleeping.
alibi.
What about you guys?
You're not wrong.
Mikan wasn't
I was where
sleeping.
I was supposed
You're
to
not
be,
wrong.
My own cottage.
That's not an alibi.
She was up all night.
That be
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has failed.
I'll go ahead and try it. What is this? Well, it was before and during.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not confident in this, but I'll go ahead and give it a shot
Right
there.
before the morning
Because we have a lot of health, so.
Yeah.
I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
Yeah, that's not it.
Well, that was
So.
towards him.
Well, then why would you say it? Because it never goes towards Mikan in the first place.
No, I mean you could have like sucked it up or something. I don't know.
Crap.
At least everything's just because I said something wrong. Okay.
I didn't say to do that towards
Like me and
him.
Akane, right?
All I said was that
And what about the
Mikan is
others?
sus. That's all I said.
But I don't think we have a
before
way
the
to
morning
attach that to her.
I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
Which means... Okay.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi.
What about you guys?
I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has failed.
Huh.
I don't know what to do. You know what you did? That's not what I was going for. I was just saying.
It's the only thing that I could try and go for on that one, because whatever the train of thought is, it can't be it, because there's no way we can disagree
Putting
with
Mikan's
it.
account with Kazuichi saying that he was sleeping has nothing to do with each other. Why?
Because I keep forgetting how the game
Sick
works.
people like me and Akane, right?
Can we? I don't fucking know. Oh, God.
And what about the others?
'Cause there's only one thing I can
Right
maybe
before the
think
morning
of.
announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi.
What about you guys?
Let me try,
I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
what are you trying to do?
not
I
an
can't suck that
alibi.
up. So, you have a thought
Sonya's
process.
account,
Those
maybe.
afflicted by the disease,
What would Sonya's account go
nobody
to?
has an alibi, then
It talks about
Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has failed.
it talks about how Hiyoko went to the music venue.
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane,
But that doesn't
right?
affect anyone's
No,
alibi,
it doesn't.
except for
What about the
hers.
others?
if
We're gonna
that's
have to
what
look
we're
this
trying to
up.
go
We're gonna
for.
have to look this up.
We're probably gonna. I'll give
I
this
was
one
totally
try.
sleeping in my motel room.
Nope, that don't go anywhere. So, yeah, because it just goes. If I don't fucking know how to,
Like it goes to him. That's not.
then the only two people we can. I'm just gonna hit the X button. So then the only two things that we can challenge would be Sonya, or Nagito. Those are the only two people we can challenge. Then. We're gonna figure this out next time.
God, this is frustrating.
Yes, it is. I have no clue who does not have an alibi in this
Yeah, I was
one.
just talking. I wasn't saying go for his stuff.
Listen, you give me ideas, I try and go with the ideas. That's all I do.
It wasn't an idea though. It was just